Hey, what's happening? Matrix Mike here. Gonna be fixing the transmission pan gasket on this 2004 Toyota Matrix. Let's get started. All right, got the car jacked up. Transmission pan's right here under the driver's side. It's got 18 bolts. Need to be undone. First thing is undo the plug and let it drain. All right, for your drain plug, you're gonna have a 14mm socket, and make sure you have a drain pan to catch the fluid. And these side bolts are gonna be 10. All right, got the whole thing unbolted here, but 2 screws, leaving it on there just to let this drain. You see it's leaking out. There's still some extra in there, so even after the plug stops, you gotta wait for the rest of it to drain. I'm gonna try to bring it down slowly and pour it into the pan. Here's your view of the transmission with the pan off. You can see right here that this is the transmission filter. You can remove that as well. It's just a few bolts. It's real easy to do, but I'm not gonna mess with it because I haven't changed the fluid on this vehicle in 240,000 miles, and I'm not gonna try to change this filter now. I'm gonna just keep the same fluid and top it off with the same filter and everything. So that way I'm not gonna create any new problems. I'm just trying to stop the leak and fill it back up. All right, so we got the pan down, and you can see here that I might have a little bit of metal shavings, so that's unfortunate signs of wear on the transmission, but it's still running strong. So I'm just gonna fix the gasket, rebolt it, clean that up. You see a lot of mechanics always using brake cleaner for everything, but this thing cleans super easy just by using a towel. And I don't see the need for constantly breathing in toxic fumes all the time and holding my breath and having to wait 20 minutes to come back when I can just use a rag, clean it all out, no problem. Using brake cleaner constantly is sort of unnecessary. There's a couple magnets that you can take off and clean, and just line them back up with a little groove right here. And time to take this gasket off. It's showing some pretty good signs of wear, as you can see. And it's just as easy as just peeling it away. And then I'll clean this surface as well, pop the new one on, and should be good to go. All right, so out with the old and in with the new. And it only goes on one way. If you were to try to put it on a different way, it just wouldn't fit. So anyway, it should be pretty easy to line up. I'm not even gonna use any gasket maker or anything because Toyota doesn't even recommend using it. It might help you get it reinstalled, but I think if I just put a couple bolts through here, it's gonna be real easy to just snug up. It's gonna hold it in place real nicely here. These bolt holes are real small, so it holds it tight. And it's gonna allow you to put this pan back up under the car and keep it in place really easily to screw in all the rest of your bolts. All right, so I'm just gonna go around and I'm just gonna briefly clean the edges of this and make sure that it's nice and smooth. As you can see here, I got the one bolt in on both sides. It's all lined up and nice and super easy. So no gasket maker, no spraying anything. Just clean it and put it back together. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the other 18 bolts. You can tighten them down to 89 foot-pound torques if you want, or you can just snug it to where it has a good grip. All right, we are reinstalled with the new gasket in place. Time to fill this back up and hope it doesn't leak. So I got the jack stands down and got it back on level surface. Gonna come over here to the transmission dipstick, which you're gonna find right here. And you're gonna want to use some sort of funnel in order to refill your transmission fluid. I'm gonna use the rest of this old stuff right here. It's not very much, but just to keep as much of the old fluid as I can. And then for the rest of it, I'm gonna top it off with the Castrol Transmax import for Toyota. And this car holds about 3.2 quarts. So just gonna be checking that dipstick, get it to the right spot. All right, so you can see here, there's a little bit of metal shavings in the transmission fluid. So it's definitely having some clutch wear. It's still running great and it's still got plenty of life. It is a Toyota. All right, y'all, that's how you switch out a Toyota transmission pan gasket. Once you're done, start the car, and just put it through all the different gears. And just go ahead and run it for a couple minutes. Make sure everything's nice and lubricated before you start burning rubber.